Where where was the weapon initially? Do you know?
It was found on the bed.
Just a gun is laying. A gun is. Just, well, I mean,
What happens when a parent's negligence leads to the ultimate tragedy? Today, we're diving into one of the most heartbreaking courtroom cases you'll ever witness. A father standing trial for making a firearm accessible to a child. But this isn't just any case. The victim? His own child. The weapon? Left carelessly on a bed. The result? A family torn apart by an unthinkable accident. Will the judge show mercy to a man already living in his own personal hell, or will justice demand jail time? Buckle up. This one's going to hit different.
do we know where it was initially before it was used? I guess that's my question.
There were several guns in the house. If you one moment, let me pull up the OR, but this one that was involved in the accident was found on the bed. The mother, the complainant, or sorry, next of kin advised that she was told that one of her children was trying to make the bed and in the process moved the firearm and it was discharged. And the child did not know that the gun was loaded.
The worst. That's a worst nightmare.
I know.
Just, it's awful. I don't know. I don't. I think that there has to be some punishment, right?
Hold up. Did you catch what just happened there? A child was making the bed, and found a loaded gun that their parent left there. This isn't some criminal with intent to harm. This is a kid doing chores who accidentally killed their sibling because dad couldn't be bothered to secure his firearm. The prosecutor's struggling here, and you can hear it in their voice. How do you punish someone who's already lost everything? But here's the kicker. The judge is about to reveal something that changes everything. The defendant, he won't even admit what he did wrong. Let's see how this plays out.
Your Honor, we're happy to speak to him and have him redo his mitigation packet.
But the thing is that he's had the chance to do it. You know what you're supposed to do. And if you can't own up to it at that time, then, I mean, that's truly what you mean at that time. Right? So I'd like to see it, if you don't mind, his letter to see
Of course.
how he feels. Is he truly remorseful? You know, because, you know, on one end, I would think that the fact that your own child is dead because of you, is that punishment enough? Right?
That's where I was at too, Your Honor, which I was conflicting on.
If you can't even take responsibility for it, I mean,
And
You
the
know,
next of kin, the mother, the prior chief did speak with her in person. We followed up with her over the phone. And she has expressed they've all been to therapy, obviously, and she said to leave it up to us.
are they still together? Is the family still together?
Yes.
So let's do this. Let's get the plea done. I'd like to get it done today. It's 200 days old. Do it. There's going to be some. Okay. Not as much, but there's going to be some. And then, then I'd like to see his letter first, though, if you don't mind. Okay. And then
It's in Spanish, so.
it's okay. I can read Spanish. And then, do you want to go ahead and write it up and do it today? Or do you want, tell me how you want to do this.
I would, whatever the recommendation is, I would like some time to talk to him about it.
Okay.
And if he would like to take it today, then we can take it today, but if not, then I would ask for something short.
No, if he doesn't take it, we're going to set it. It's 200 days old. It's time. So I guess let me take a look at the letter. Let me read it and then I'll get back to you. And then give me 15 minutes. Let me just talk to them and then, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
sure.
I'll print it
Yes,
right
ma'am.
now.
Thanks. He doesn't talk about the event at all,
I was
doesn't.
concerned, yeah.
So, typically when they do these types of packets, they usually mention what happened, some kind of, acceptance, if they're going to apply for the diversion, right? And acceptance of responsibility is always one of the things in diversion, right? In the agreements.
Right, yes,
Isn't that
sir.
something that you always, in the DWI, do they also have to accept responsibility as well?
Yes, sir.
Just for example, because I don't know.
Right, yes, sir, they do.
So he doesn't talk about this, doesn't do anything.
This is where it gets real. The defendant wrote a letter for the court, supposedly showing remorse, but the judge just called him out hard. The letter doesn't even mention the incident. No, I'm sorry. No, I was wrong. Nothing about the child who died. Just some generic stuff about being a law-abiding citizen. Are you kidding me? Your child is dead because of your negligence, and you can't even write the words? The judge is basically saying, if you can't accept responsibility on paper, how can we believe you've learned anything? This is a masterclass in judicial scrutiny. The state's offering 270 days in jail, but the real question is, does this man even understand what he's done?
Your Honor, if I may, put together that mitigation packet and sent to them. I don't know that I was specifically overseeing it. I am with the firm. I might not be the attorney of record, however, I do know that the worst thing that could possibly happen to him has happened to you. And if the state would agree to write.
I think what I would like is I want to redo. I want more. I want to know, how has this affected you? What have you done since that time? Have you done anything? And this is just said, hey, man, I was born elsewhere. I came here and I try to follow the law and I try to teach my kids. That's all this literally says. So please, let's set it for a week because it's as old as it is. Let him know we need more. I want to know what happened, specifically what happened. How did it happen? How has it affected you? And then what have you done since then? Right? Those things. And then let's come back in a week and then we can, redo it. I don't know yet as far as, but to me, being proactive goes a long way. I know that losing a child is a lot because I couldn't imagine, right? But show me.
Your Honor, I think that there's a layer
If he doesn't accept, then we're going to let him know. If he does not accept responsibility, then we go to trial. Because one of the things when you plead guilty is you have to accept responsibility. It's just one of the core things, right? So you either are guilty or you're not guilty. There's just no in between. Yeah? Okay. Here, I'll give that back to you. And then let's set it a week and then just good luck. Yeah. And for me, I love proactivity. I love when people do stuff on their own initiative to show, hey, I care, but words mean nothing. It's actions that really tell me when a person has been proactive, not just telling me stuff, because everybody tells me things, and when you're a judge, it's like they tell you everything. Okay, yes, of course. Mr. Gutierrez, you are charged with making a firearm accessible to a child. This is a Class A misdemeanor and you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You are here before me now because you have not been able to come up to an agreement with the state. State is waiving and they are agreeing for you to come to punishment with me regarding this offense? Is this how you understand it? You need to understand that you waive a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. Once you enter into this agreement, you cannot back out. You cannot get cold feet. Say, you know what? I changed my mind. I'd rather go to trial or I'd rather do something else. Do you understand? You need to also understand that you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged read in open court. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal as well. Is this how you understand it? Okay. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty.
And there it is, guilty. But wait, this gets more complicated. Did you hear what the judge just said? Immigration consequences. This man isn't even a U.S. citizen, and he could be deported for this. Imagine losing your child to your own negligence, facing jail time, and potentially being kicked out of the country. The judge is making sure he understands. No takebacks, no appeals, no, I change my mind. This plea deal is final. But here's what's wild. The judge keeps hammering the immigration angle, even asking if he consulted an immigration lawyer. He hasn't. This man is making life-altering decisions without fully understanding the consequences. Sound familiar? That's exactly how his child ended up dead. The pattern of carelessness continues.
I'm going to reserve sentencing now until what day?
Your Honor, whatever pleases the court, we'll make sure that the witnesses are ready to go.
Okay, I'm okay with whatever. Do you want to do the week of the 30th? I'm okay with whatever day you want. You guys pick it. It doesn't matter to me.
That'll work, Judge.
You know, there's one more thing that you need to understand is that this can have grave consequences on immigration. If you are not a citizen of this country and you ever want to become a citizen, if you ever want to get documents, if you want to become an LPR, a lawful permanent resident, this could affect that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone to seek immigration counsel?
Yes, sir.
That's probably something that if you're not a citizen, I would probably do. You know, this is your life. He has told me that he's counseled you to do this, and I guess you still haven't done it. You need to take these things seriously because they can have very serious consequences on you and more so on your family. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'll do is, okay, I've marked here that you've advised him to seek counsel of an immigration lawyer. He has not done that so far, so that in the event something should happen, you've also filled out the immigration form, I'm presuming, right? Okay. You know, these cases, Mr. Gutierrez, are never pretty. I can't imagine. Is the death of a child enough punishment? I don't know. I would certainly hope that at this point, you don't have any guns in the house. Doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what you're doing, but I hope that it's enough that you've taken all weapons out of your house now, because kids will be kids. That's what they are. They don't understand. I don't know what we're going to do at this point, but I will tell you this, Mr. Gutierrez, that I really, really, and truly appreciate proactivity when it comes to behavior. And so that I can appreciate that so that I know that you appreciate the consequence of what has happened here. Because this is about one of the worst things that can possibly happen. It's horrible. It's terrible. And I shudder to think that if one of my kids had been in this position, it's just. So let's come back. Mr. Gibbons, and
Your Honor.
when we come back, show me what you have. I guess we'll talk to your witnesses. And I'll tell you that, like I said, proactivity goes a long way. You know, you telling me you've done something means nothing. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, guys. So we'll see you. You pick the day and we'll see you on that day.
Your Honor.
Okay?
May we be excused? Thank you.
Okay, we are on the record in cause number 247-3585. Today is January 2nd, Thursday, January 2nd. It's approximately 10:14 a.m. Guys, if you would please announce yourselves for purposes of the record.
For the state, Kelsey Siegler.
For defense, Garrett Gibbons and Brett Landriault, representing Ernesto Gutierrez.
Mr. Ernesto Gutierrez stands charged with the offense of making a firearm accessible to a child. He's facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We were here last time on December 19th, state having offered 270 days in jail, and defense and state couldn't come up to an agreement, and so state waived. Defense has come to us for punishment, asking the court to punish Mr. Gutierrez with regard to this case. We have done the agreement. He has pled guilty to the offense. So now we are set for punishment in this case today. One of the things that I would like to know is how this has changed you, Mr. Gutierrez. What have you done differently?
Ha cambiado totalmente mi vida.
My life has changed completely.
Mi trabajo, mi vida social,
My work, my social life,
todo.
everything.
What have you done differently? So that we know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened. What have you done differently? Losing a child is probably one of the worst things that can happen in life. You know, when you have a child, you are tasked with loving, protecting, raising, making that person the best they can be. That is the duty of a father. Here, you allegedly left a gun on a bed. The child found the gun, or one of the children found the gun, and did the unthinkable. What have you done that is, so I know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened? Did you go to therapy? Did you see a psychologist? What have you done?
Mi familia y yo hemos estado asistiendo a terapias.
My family and I have been attending therapy.
Trabajamos 3 meses con trabajadores, estuvieron visitando trabajadores sociales.
We, for 3 months, were being visited by social workers.
So CPS got involved, I guess? What happened with that? Anything?
Pues durante ese tiempo ellos estuvieron asistiendo a mis niños.
Well, during that time,
A mi
they were
esposa y
helping
a
my
mí.
children, my wife and myself,
Ujú. Ah, para ayudarnos con la situación.
to help us with that
So
situation.
you had a CPS plan in place then? Is CPS still involved in your life now?
Okay, let's break this down because this is huge. CPS, Child Protective Services, has been in this family's life for months. That means the state literally had to step in to make sure the remaining children were safe. Think about that for a second. After one child died from finding dad's gun, authorities weren't confident the other kids were safe either. They mentioned therapy, social workers, monitoring. This family has been under a microscope. And honestly, good. Because if you can't keep one loaded gun away from your kids, what else are you failing at? But here's the twist. The family is still together. The wife didn't leave. The kids are all in court today supporting dad. That's either incredible forgiveness or terrible judgment. What do you think?
How long are they expected to be in your lives?
Ellos estuvieron casi 4 meses con nosotros.
They were with us for almost 4 months,
Ajá, y aún tenemos contacto con la psicóloga.
and we
que nos
still
ayudó.
are in touch with the psychologist that
Mhm.
helped us.
Ah, personalmente he tomado todas las medidas para que mis hijos no estén solos
Personally,
en la
I have
casa.
taken measures to make sure that my children are not alone in the house.
Todo el tiempo mi esposa ha estado con ellos y
My
ahorita mi
wife
padre,
has been with them the entire time, and even right now,
mientras yo trabajo para sostener a mi.
while I work
So,
to support them.
ah, ha sido bien difícil.
It's been very difficult.
How many children do you have now?
But I find it great.
Did you just have another child?
Your Honor, they're all here today.
Sí.
Yes.
What do you want?
Your Honor, may I address the court? Okay. Judge, you know, this is a very good man. I have hundreds of clients. As you know, being a judge, not all of them are good. Oftentimes, there's a lot of bad people in this world that, you know, over the course of the past few months, I've gotten the honor, the privilege of getting to know this man, getting to know his family, sitting here in your honorable court today. These are good people from Venezuela. And Judge, in my first 2 or 3 years of practice, I did catastrophic injuries, wrongful death, personal injury work. I saw oftentimes a horrible accident like this would happen. Husband and wife with divorce, families would be, you know, left in shambles. This is a man that the family really needs. He's the sole provider of the house. He's a good father. He's a good husband. When the wife and the kids came to my office last week, and we talked about this case and I was preparing them for today, the wife couldn't even look me in the eyes. The children had a panic attack. They're scared to death that they're going to lose their father, their husband, everything to them. He's the glue that holds the family together. And he's scared to death of the great power, Judge, that you have and that this court has. And I told you this last time during the guilty plea, and I'll tell the court this now. Judge, it really doesn't matter if you give this guy,
Get it? Sure.
but if you give him, you know, deferred, or you give him a death penalty, you know, just, I know I'm being, you know, I know I'm embellishing. It doesn't matter if the court gives him 100 years in prison. This man will never forgive himself. He hates himself.
What do you want?
Judge, I want the best case scenario. I don't know if the court can give a diversion or intervention. That would be great. If not, at the very worst, deferred adjudication, Judge, because I want to keep this man out of prison because his family needs him. I brought them today. They will also tell His Honor how much they need him, and that without him going to prison, Prison is not, or excuse me, jail is not the place for this gentleman. Because then those kids will grow up without a dad. All financial contributions will be over with, and this whole family will be destroyed. And then most likely, you know, there's a very strong possibility that he will be deported. We've already, you know, admonished him ourselves about this, but Ernesto, I want you to look at the judge. Are you sorry?
No.
Do you acknowledge the fact that you have messed up?
Sí,
Do you take responsibility for this?
total.
Totally.
Do you hate yourself?
Se odia a usted mismo. Yes.
And are you begging the judge for mercy?
Ando al juez que de misericordia. Yes.
Do you understand that he has the power
Entiende que tiene el poder
to throw you in jail and throw away the key and you sit there and rot away?
de queda ahí, pudriéndose.
This defense attorney just went all in. Did you hear that? He hates himself. The kids had panic attacks. The wife can't look anyone in the eyes. This isn't just legal defense. This is raw, emotional warfare. And it's smart. The attorney's painting a picture. Venezuelan immigrant family. Sole provider. Kids who already lost one sibling, now facing losing their father too. He's basically saying, Judge, if you jail this man, you're punishing innocent children twice. But here's what's fascinating. He's coaching his client in real time. Look at the judge. Tell him you're sorry. Beg for mercy. This is courtroom theater at its finest. The attorney knows the law isn't on their side, so he's going full emotional appeal. Will it work? The tension in this room is unreal.
Yes.
Tell him why you deserve mercy.
Porque usted merece misericordia.
Yo no quiero que mi familia quede solo.
I don't want my family to be left
Yo soy
alone.
el soporte de mi familia.
I am the sole support of my family.
Is there anything else you want to tell the judge?
Otra cosa, algo más que le quiere decir al juez.
Pido piedad. Solo pido piedad que tenga
I'm
piedad
just asking you for
conmigo.
mercy. Be merciful on me.
No solamente esta situación va a afectar a mí, sino a mis hijos también. Y no
This
quiero eso.
situation is not just going to affect me, but also my children as well.
Your Honor, would you like to hear from the wife
Quisiera oír de
or the kids or the father or
I
friends?
think that
anything?
they've probably been punished enough for this, you know, really.
Thank you,
Do you want
Judge.
to add anything?
Just that you've seen more cases than any of us, and I know that you'll do the right thing, so we will defer to you. And I understand when we first met to show signs of remorse and things that he's done after that, and it appears he has done those things.
You know, I will tell you this, that if this were a case where there had been the death of someone else's child, then I think that that would absolutely 100% unequivocally be jail and a really long and healthy jail sentence. But in this case, I think that when you do something of this nature where you end up with the death of your own child, I think that that's about as bad as it gets. You know, I really feel for you. You know, it's not going to be an easy thing to, you know. I don't think
Yo no creo
something with the dismissal is appropriate in this case, because I think the world needs to be on notice of what has happened, you know? And, you know, I shudder to think that anytime you look at a picture, anytime you do an activity, it's gonna bring up a memory, you know? I have a problem dealing with it myself. Just think before you act. Think before you speak,
Yeah.
because kids are crafty. I've seen this all too much. And we had a case here where a kid climbed up, a bookcase that was 15 feet high, took a gun and killed. Just, if you have weapons, you don't need to have them accessible or even near a child. I sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'm going to probate it for 2. I'm not going to put you in jail now because I think that I hope that this is punishment enough. I am going to keep tabs on you so I know that you're doing well, though. I'm not going to let you go for 2 years. And I want him to do thinking for a change. I don't want you to be in possession of weapons. I don't want you to consume alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs. You mess up, I am going to put you in jail. If you pick up a new case, I will put you in jail. So I think that if I were to put you in jail now, what it would probably end up doing is punishing your family more than you.
Plot twist. The judge just showed incredible mercy. 1 year jail sentence. Probated for 2 years. Translation? No jail time if he stays clean. But listen to those conditions. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs, mandatory therapy, and the judge is watching him like a hawk. This judge just threaded the needle perfectly. He acknowledged that losing a child is punishment enough, but also made it clear the world needs to know what happened here. No dismissal, no clean slate. This stays on record forever. The judge literally said, if this was someone else's child, you'd be in jail for a long time. But because it's his own child, different story. Some of you might think this is too lenient. Others might say it's compassionate justice. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does accidentally killing your own child mean you deserve less punishment? This is the question that'll haunt everyone who watches this.
And there are a lot of people that depend on you. Make the right decision. It's not hard. And I mean, leaving a gun on the bed. Anything else you think? I don't care about the money. Money is the least of my concern. That's a good idea. Although he's probably having to do it with CPS regardless. So let's see if he's doing it with CPS. And then, just the idea is that you leave here better than you came. That's what makes us happy. And that's what we strive for every single person that comes through our court. We want you to leave better than you came. I feel your pain. If I could hug you, I would, Mr. Gutierrez, but it's tragic. It sucks. All right, guys.
Your Honor, may I address the court?
Sure.
We just want to thank you so much for the compassion that you've shown, Mr. Gutierrez, and it's just an honor to be before you. We really appreciate you hearing us out, and will you tell Judge thank you?
Thank you.
Judge, you've saved his life, so I hope you know that. May we be excused?
You got it.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's break down what just happened in this courtroom. Ernesto Gutierrez, a Venezuelan immigrant, left a loaded firearm on a bed. His child found it while making the bed and accidentally shot and killed their sibling. The charge: making a firearm accessible to a child, a Class A misdemeanor, carrying up to 1 year in jail and a $4,000 fine. The state wanted 270 days behind bars. But this judge recognized a deeper truth. Sometimes the worst punishment isn't jail. It's living with what you've done. Gutierrez received 1 year jail probated for 2 years, meaning if he completes probation successfully, he serves no jail time. But make no mistake, this isn't a free pass. He's banned from owning weapons, can't drink or use drugs, must complete therapy, and remains under court supervision. One slip-up, and he's in jail. The defense attorney called it saving his life. But the real lives saved might be his remaining children. Kids who won't grow up without their father, won't lose their home, won't face deportation. This case asks the ultimate question. When tragedy strikes due to negligence, where does punishment end and mercy begin? If this case hit you as hard as it hit us, smash that like button right now. Share this video with someone who needs to see what real consequences look like. And if you want more raw, unfiltered courtroom breakdowns that challenge everything you think about justice, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Drop a comment below. Was this justice or did it get off too easy? We read every single one. This is real law, real consequences, real life. See you in the next one.